The following video is not intended for children, and it's best enjoyed if you have either completed the MSQ up to level 84, or you otherwise don't get hopping mad when someone spoils something for you.
Hello, SteakDriven here. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Last time, if you remember, we met the cutest little bunny buggers. Right then, now that you're here, we need you to teach us all you can about your people, and quickly. It won't take long before the final days are upon us in all their terrible grandeur, so it is imperative we are prepared to receive our passengers to be. If there's anything at all that may displease them, it must be addressed post-haste. And address it we shall. Here at Bestways Burrows, we have assembled everything required to offer our guests best way forward. Ahem. We have produced myriad amenities we understand to be essential for day-to-day living. I don't want to hear your opinions on them. I'm sure you've worked up an appetite, so why don't we start with food stuff? Meet me at the Caratorium. We'll see about filling your bellies. It's gonna be all carrots, isn't it? Into the Caratorium we go, where we find a rainbow crystal. Man, that looks good enough to eat, don't it? Whoa. This place is nice. Alright, I like. Hey! Listen to this! Am I the only one who suspects they were not going to find anything edible whatsoever? Nope! Given their earlier confusion regarding our size, I cannot help but wonder if they even know the first thing about us. Hast thou spied peculiar sentinels patrolling the vicinity? Approach them with caution, or better yet, not at all. For they make no distinction between friend or foe. Oh, then they make pretty lousy sentinels! Welcome to the Caratorium. Here we create prototypes of the various sundries required by our soon-to-be passengers. Allow me to introduce the head of foodstuff production. Let me guess! Cooking Way. Pleasure to meet you all. Our work has involved no small amount of trial and error, but after many cycles of painstaking labor, I dare say we've created the finest cuisine our guests could ask for. I've learned about the essential nutrients for a healthy, balanced diet from the reference materials we received. Why, I've practically worn the words from these invaluable pages. Worn the words. What? Naturally, we've also considered ease of growth and production. We will not want for ingredients. I must insist you try some. We have fresh stock, recently prepared on account of, well, because we just woke up and we're all quite famished. Hop along now on the platforms here, and you'll find a storage unit bursting with delectable delights. Help yourself to anything you like. Carrots. Dear Square Enix, when I said that there was gonna be nothing but carrots, I was joking! You open the storage unit and find a rainbow-colored assortment of carrots. Ominous crimson carrot. The soft texture and redolent aroma of this crimson creation belie its staggering weight. The excessive length and girth only compound the mystery, leaving you perplexed as to the nature of this carrot. On second thought, you elect to simply take an obscenely large carrot for now. Due to its bizarre qualities, it would be prudent to ask Cooking Way whether it is safe to eat first. So, did any of our selections set your mouth to watering? Ah yes, a fine choice. One of my personal favorites, actually. Please dig in. I'm eager to hear what you think. With great trepidation, you take a bite out of the carrot. The carrot is oddly tender, but as you begin to chew, a rich aroma fills your nostrils, and newfound vigor begins welling up in you. The rumbling of your stomach, however, suggests it may be simple indigestion. What you think? Unlike anything you've ever tasted, yes? The iron carrot can be a bit difficult to digest, but the boost to endurance it promises makes it the perfect meal of a day before heavy lifting.
Oh. Well, next time I've actually got an opportunity to, get it on with someone, I should try some beforehand.
We have plenty of other varieties. Bleeding carrots to improve blood flow, dream carrots to help with sleep. You see, we have a carrot for every occasion.
My god. I can certainly see demand for these in Charlian.
Charlian? What in the blazes is that? I take it you too had a wide assortment of carrots to choose from and naught else.
Yeah, nothing but carrots. Gods.
If I may ask, what exactly did these collaborators share with you about cuisine on Aetherius? Surely you are aware we have an abundance of dishes and foods you could emulate. Of course we are, but well, it was only recently that we established contact. Even holding a conversation was a struggle at first, so imagine our surprise when they sent a mountain of books and documents with no clear instructions. The sheer amount of information was overwhelming. If it wasn't for the encyclopedia I found, we would have been at loss to where to begin. So we decided, rather than divide our resources to prepare a variety of middling and potentially unsatisfying meals, it would be more efficient to devote our efforts to the production of a single food. What? That's all well and good, but man cannot live on raw carrots alone. Have you considered cooking them? You mean steaming, boiling, roasting, and the like? I suppose we could prepare carrots the other ways. But our primary concern was efficiency, and what's more efficient than sinking your teeth into a carrot fresh from production? A rather strange approach to take for someone named Cooking Way, isn't it? Well, technically speaking, Cooking Way isn't my given name. When first created, we are all named in the Old Tongue. You know, that otherwise impenetrable parlance that the Watcher speaks. After we received a great tome of words, a dictionary that is, from our collaborators, we learned your language. Adverbs, gerunds, present continuous, verb conjugations, just the basics. And then we found the terms related to our given tasks and used them to form new names. Are they helpful? Or aren't they helpful? No, not really, but it does explain a great deal. Wherefore didst thy kind deem such a change necessary? Well, when the rest of your people arrive, we want to be certain they understand immediately what each of us does. You'd never be able to pronounce our original names anyway. Yeah, it's like... I see. I hope our critiques, such as they are, were helpful to you. Though, if you should decide to preserve flora and fauna from Aetherius as well, you would be able to offer the passengers a more balanced diet. Until such a day, one I pray comes sooner than later, it would appear there is naught but carrots on the menu.
We've got to forestall this freaking cataclysm!
I think we've had our fill of carrots for now. Let's move on to other necessities, shall we? Our clothing production is sure to impress. This way! Here we are, at the apparel production station. We've chosen to employ more traditional methods for this task. Creation magics! Heidelin, in her infinite wisdom, blessed us with the self-same affinity for magic that her people possessed. We have other amazing talents, of course, and I know you're dying to hear about them, but I'll regale you with the details another time. That said, we did run into a spot of trouble at first. Our magic alone was not sufficient to see the work done.
Okay.
In the end, we discovered crystallized aether was a wonderful catalyst that could provide us with extra...
So, what are we doing? Clothing beam?
My, how resourceful. Ah, the sweet sound of recognition. You'll also be impressed to hear we read all about your habit of changing attire to match your chosen profession for the sake of efficiency, I presume. This has also been taken into account with our designs. But why take my word for it when you can simply try on some clothes? Make yourselves known to the workers and they will see to the rest.
Okay, guess we're trying on some clothes.
Ah, it's you, one of the visitors from Aetherius. Goodness me, Mapping Away wasn't kidding. You really are smaller than the Watcher. Oh, right, you better try on a set of clothes, yes? Or what would you have me fashion today?
A fashionable and refined ensemble. Yeah, it's been a while since I bought a suit.
Fashionable, right. This will only take a moment.
It's gonna be a clown suit, isn't it? It's a Dalmatica. A farmer's Dalmatica.
All right, all finished. A perfect fit if I do say so myself. I'll be honest, I know nothing about fashion, let alone on Aetherius, but I'd wager that no one down there has ever worn anything like this.
I've worn this thing twice for 2 separate occasions.
I think that's the farmer's thing from the frickin' quest where you... Would you look at that? Speechless. And here I thought you might not like it. If you've a mind to try something else, well, why not speak to my other artisans, fellow artisans? I'm sure they'd be happy to oblige.
No, it's not. It's a completely different robe thing. Some of your best work.
I was worried how the concept would turn out when put to the proof, but it looks stunning on you. Won't you go show Living Way? I'm sure she's eager to see what we come up with.
Okay.
My, don't we look splendid? The result of much trial and error, but I know quality work when I see it. Shh, you needn't speak. I can see the adoration for the moon and we Loporrits in your eyes.
Oh, don't get me wrong. You're adorable as hell.
No doubt your friends feel the same, having sampled our creations.
Oh, God. Yastola's very, 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 very particular about her fashion, especially the shoes.
Yes, that's canon. It's actually in her bio. Whoa. She has a huge collection of shoes.
Stola, you're wearing pink.
Sorry to have kept you waiting.
They insisted we all sample their concepts ere we returned.
I don't think I've ever seen you wear pink.
Verily, 'tis an ensemble most becoming. Of course Urianger likes it. Of course. Scions, ... I think it's past time we return these clothes.
I was so confident our garments would meet with approval. Whatever are we doing wrong? The Watcher taught us that in time everyone wore the same robes. To do otherwise was against social etiquette. We thought we could appeal to modern taste by tailoring the robes to specific professions, but...
Please, you mustn't be so hard on yourself. Should we resort to evacuating the people of Etheirys, they will most certainly have need of your attire. 'Tis clear you spared no effort in addressing our needs, but you must understand we're not quite so homogeneous. Speaking for myself, what I wear now better suits my taste, even if it is of inferior make.
What do you mean inferior, mate?
Didn't Tataru make that for you? But there are others whose choices may be influenced by traditions or personal experience. Rather than make assumptions about the whole, you must consider the individual and their potential preferences.
I fear we've underestimated the complexity and diversity of your people. Huh. Even if we'd memorized every tone we'd received, I doubt we'd have fared much better.
I'm curious where you're getting your info, though.
Maybe we're doing you a disservice by trying to shower you with our baubles of frippery, thinking it was for your benefit when you'd be better off on your own.
No.
There are some who might agree, people who prefer to keep others at arm's length, even when they know they shouldn't. As one such form of fool, I'd like to ask you a question. This plan to evacuate and escape the final days, did it account for the reflections of the source as well?
Oh, no. Oh, fuck.
Not that I'm aware of. We were born of Heidelin's blood for Etheirys and the salvation of the people on that star, and that star alone has ever been our aim. Surely it's better to devote ourselves to saving one world rather than divide our efforts across 14 and risk losing them all.
We gotta find a way to get Ren off that planet. I suppose you're right. Living Way, might we have leave to explore the Bestways Burrow unattended? You have given us much to think about.
Why, certainly.
Until later, then.
You know, we could go to the first... The Warrior of Light can go to the first and warn them, right? Like, he can...
If I may, I should like to accompany thee a while longer.
Really? I mean, you're more than welcome to. There was actually something I wish to speak to you about. Let's be off then, shall we?
Wonder what they're gonna talk about. Oh, he actually wants a copy of those green gloves and boots, doesn't he? Huh?
Hello. Oh, my apologies. I wasn't trying to spy or anything. Everyone's been talking about visitors come from Etheirys, and I wanted to see what the fuss was all about. I was excited at first, but now I'm worried. What if the people of Etheirys refuse to come? What if we can't save them? Oh, it's clear we've made a mess of things. Oh, but wait, you still haven't finished visiting the domiciles. Once you've seen them, you'll understand how wonderful the moon truly is. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure I'll be over the moon.
Growing Way. Oh, is that your name?
I'll be waiting for you by the teleporter by the entrance. Oh, my name's Growing Way, by the way. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Boone. I like swords.
You're here. You're really here. Thank you so much.
What should I call you?
The Warrior of Light! Or just Boone.
Boone, SteakDriven, Crockett. They're Crockett. Even your names are amazing. Well, Boone, we'll be using this teleport up to go to the residential area. Whenever you're ready.
I haven't drank nearly enough water to do this frickin' accent.
Ready in the teleporter.
Oh, you got a much deeper voice than I thought you would. I thought they'd all be like low, like high pitched, like little bunny rabbits. To be fair, Pippin's got a really deep voice too, huh? Uh-oh. What? What? Let's move this closer, actually.
Huh? Access to living quarters restricted due to reconstruction. Then where is it? Oh no!
Ah! Uh-oh. Now where am I? I guess I'm lost on the moon somewhere. Oh, or I'm right up there. Huh? Where am I now?
Private audience, as thou didst request, for reasons I know not.
Oh, it's so I can hear this conversation. Okay.
Just a precaution. I'd rather I didn't have to ask the question at all, but I take my responsibilities very, very seriously.
What's the question?
Do you and your friends, by any chance, find our accommodation wanting? Be honest, brutally even.
'Twould be ungracious of me to belittle the efforts of thee and thine.
Lovely sentiment, really. But the disappointment is writ plain on your comrades' faces. It's all the more frustrating since no one will come out and say what they find wanting.
Well, not diegetically, at least. My character's been shouting at the top of his lungs. Well, not shouting, but, in-game, he doesn't say a
If there
damn
are
thing.
faults in our work, we need to know. We can, we will do better. But time is not on our side. The final days will wait for no one. If your people are to be saved, we must take quick and decisive action. This vessel must serve as a home for as many passengers as possible, for far longer than we may like. Which brings me to my request.
Oh?
Our collaborators on Atheris are doing what they can to prepare for the voyage. Would you be willing to lend them a hand?
The
Having
fucking
seen
Charlians.
the moon for yourself, you could speak to its many splendors, learn what else they might require, and assuage whatever concerns they have.
Wherefore wouldst thou entrust me with such a task?
Oh, come on. Who wouldn't trust you, Urianger? It's not like you've ever been manipulative
How to put it?
or
You're
hidden
the
information.
only one who appears not to be wholly unsatisfied with our work. Oh, quite good at pretending that's the case, at least. Calm, collected, tactful to a fault. Very particular with your words, too.
He's a wordsmith.
You understand that, in the face of great danger, one cannot pursue perfection at the expense of practicality. The difficult choices must often be made for the greater good.
Yeah, he's got a habit of doing.
And so fate doth conspire to set my feet upon this path once more.
Having to be a manipulator again. But this time we caught you. We caught your ass this time.
Ah, idle musings. 'Tis no trifle, thou dost ask. Yet full well do I understand the urgency and necessity.
Oh, dear me! Dear me! I was terribly sorry for the mix-up.
Hey, I was eavesdropping.
It's a bit of a malfunction. I hadn't realized the residential quarters were inaccessible, you see. But you're still in one piece. So, all's well that ends well, yes? Won't happen again. I promise.
Okay, tell me we're gonna tell Thancred and Y'shtola about this.
May not seem like it, but we've been planning for this for far longer than I care to admit. Each time I woke up, we'd have discussions about how to save as many of you as we can. Felt like everyone had an opinion on this or that. But one thing we agreed on was the people of Aetheris wouldn't take action to save themselves until it was far too late. That's why we're striving to make the moon a vibrant, magical place they'd hop at the chance to visit, rather than waiting for the flames of oblivion to get them off their tails and force them to accept the invitation. The residential quarters may not be up to the necessary standards just yet, but there are plenty of other places worth saying. You've already had a look around the Caratorium, but wait till you see what's waiting for you on the east end of the burrow. Follow me. Alright, meet you there. Good, there you are. Through this door is the greatest Ends Vale. It was named as such because it's the veil to end all veils, the most beautiful forest you'll ever see. Challenge accepted. We understand the people of Aetheris enjoy leisurely walks throughout natural spaces and the like, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. How about we start with a nice road to the fountain? This way.
I might not be able to see the forest for the trees here, but I don't see any trees in this forest. Like, at all. I can't see the trees for the forest. Because there is no trees. There is no forest. It's all made of metal.
So, what did you think of the forest? Isn't it positively pleasant, simply sublime?
Ha! I couldn't see the forest or the trees.
You're pulling my tail. You're in the forest right now. Building this place was a challenge, let me tell you. Since we were born here, we'd never seen trees in the person before, let alone a forest. The information sent by our collaborators was quite enlightening, but after much deliberation, we decided to use crystalline constructs in place of living trees. And thanks to our atmospheric circulation system, this place produces air as clean as those you'll find on any forest on Aetheris.
It's a nice fountain.
The fountain here behind us, powered by the rather large crystal adorning its top, plays a vital role in supplying us with fresh water. Much time and effort was spent in making the most spherical of spheres, and I dare say, the unparalleled roundness speaks for itself. I enjoy nothing more than a nice long stretch and a spot of relaxation whenever I come up here. You look like you could do with a bit of a stretch yourself.
I suppose so.
That's the spirit. I feel more relaxed simply watching you. A sight worth the many years of building this place. It's not too much to ask. It's always been a dream of mine to take a walk through the forest with someone. Could we maybe?
Okay, sure.
I was thinking, Boone, that I could be more helpful to you by teaching you a little about the moon and what it is we do. When we were first created, the moon's sole purpose was the old Zodiac, and there was absolutely nothing to be found here. Eventually, Eidolon gave us our first task, furnish the moon with propulsion systems capable of facilitating travel to our stars. Sounds impressive, and I suppose in some respects it is, but it was only possible thanks to all the knowledge Eidolon shared with us. We also had a lot of time to get it done, 6,000 years give or take. But anyway, let's get going. This may come as a surprise, but we didn't begin building the habitable areas until after the propulsion system was ready.
Well, the propulsion's pretty important, right? I mean, you can't escape if you can't go anywhere.
Considering how long it took, I wish we started sooner. Who would have thought we'd need 4,000 years to make all this? It certainly wasn't work you dare rush either. We had to create infrastructure and countless supporting systems, some of which wouldn't be operational until hundreds of years later. And then there was that brief period where our productivity came to a screeching halt, when that bizarre red satellite was sent up from Aetheris, the Allegon's mischief, I think. We thought we could maybe some new nefarious actor was colluding with Zodiac. All we could do was stand by and brace ourselves for the worst. I can't tell you how relieved we were when Eidolon informed us of its destruction. Oh yes, there was much joyous humming that day. Say, do you notice anything peculiar about the treetops? I mean, apart from the fact they're massive crystals and not trees. I'll give you it. It's the golden rings emanating from the golden spheres.
Okay.
Along with the device fixed near the ceiling, they fulfill a similar role to our sun and do better even. The sun and similar celestial objects in the great expanse radiate energy that is harmful to your bodies. These rings shield you from that energy while allowing you to bathe in perfect amount of sunlight, or rather a close approximation of it.
Okay. Pretty impressive, wouldn't you say?
And if you look closer, you'll see different types of trees have ever so slightly different curvature. Yes, indeed, this forest truly is the greatest.
No, the Black Shroud kicks its ass.
There was something else I wanted to tell you about. Oh, right. The propulsion system were completed 2,000 years ago, and with that, the two most important features were fit for purpose, okay? Which was all well and good, except we knew absolutely nothing about the people living on Aetherius. Why not go to Aetherius yourself, you might ask? Strictly forbidden. Were our technology or the knowledge of the moon's true purpose exploited to evil ends, the results could be disastrous. Then there were a few more rejoinings, and it became increasingly difficult to converse with Eidolon. Fearful we might lose the ability to communicate with her altogether, we beseeched her to find people on Aetherius we could trust to help. We were quite fortunate everything worked out the way it did.
Alright, some tea about to spill? With the exception of routine inspections and maintenance, we remained asleep and waited, hopeful Eidolon would find somebody to help us. Eventually she did, and though her power was waning, we were able to speak to them directly for a short while. We shared with them everything we could, including our knowledge of the heavens and the means to travel to the moon.
Was it the Garleans?
They certainly didn't waste any time with what we taught them. No more than a few years after that, our collaborators found a means to convey messages and supplies to us from down below. No, it's gotta be the Sharlians. They sent letters and books, learned how to make more meaningful changes to the moon. And now you're here, hopefully enjoying yourself as much as I am. I knew you would like Great Ensvale. I knew it! Thank you again for coming here. By the way, I know it was just a walk through the forest, but it meant a lot to me. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Stella!
There you are.
I take it you've already received the Grand Tour. Shame we missed it.
Growing Way, I've been looking all over for you. Oh, is this about the teleporter to the residential area? No, never mind that. We have more pressing matters at hand. I'll be calling upon an emergency meeting shortly, and your attendance is required. Really? I can't imagine what you need me there for, but if you insist. We won't be away long. You are more than welcome to continue looking about the burrow. Now come along, Growing Way. Before we arrived, you seemed to be in the midst of a rousing conversation with your guide. Did you learn anything of import?
Not really!
They spent 12,000 years preparing for this? With the appointed hour fast approaching, I can certainly understand their restlessness, but still. It remains to be seen if the people can be persuaded to evacuate when there are no yet signs of the final days. What's more, the technology of this place defies imagination. I doubt there are many who'd readily come to terms with living in such surroundings. Whoever these collaborators are, unless they are possessed of the world's most charming personalities, or a means to forcibly evacuate people, they will meet with a great deal of resistance. Indeed, even if faced with annihilation, the decision to forsake all one knows cannot be made lightly. Forgive me, my friends, but I must beg your leave. There is another matter which yet begs for mine attention. Of course, we can accompany if you like. Nay, that will not be necessary. If you will excuse me.
You're gonna tell them, right?
'Tis clear now that difficult decisions lie ahead of us. Preparation for the evacuation of Aetherius is indeed crucial, but I am not yet willing to forsake our world and its reflections, and I trust I am not alone in my reticence.
Talk nerdy to me. By now, Thancred can tell when his friends are up to something.
Did Urianger seem strange to you? More so than usual, I mean.
Yes.
I know he has a penchant for keeping his own counsel, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. Would you go and see if he's alright?
Okay.
Y'shtola and I will remain here and see what else we can learn about the final days. If you hurry, you can catch up to him.
Alright, we talked to Mr. Destination again, and I still haven't found a new glam. Hope I do eventually. It took me a while to find a good glam for Shadowbringers. Hopefully there's going to be a chess piece and such that'll impress me enough. Urianger appears to be heading towards the entrance to Bestways Burrows. Okay. Guess we gotta follow him. Oh, what the devil is Urianger even playing at right now? Why does he always gotta do this? This is the third time! Yeah, third. Urianger ventures off into the Mare Lamentorium for reasons unknown. You must tread carefully. Okay, it's Metal Gear Solid. He's gotta stop doing this. He really's gotta stop doing this. Dude! We're supposed to be your friends. You gotta trust us. Ow. My waistcoat's
Thine arrival
not showing.
is timely as ever.
Wait, you knew I was gonna follow you, didn't you?
Thou didst chance to overhear my conversation with Livingway, I presume?
Yeah. You know I'm eventually gonna tell Stola if you don't tell her.
'Twas not mine
yourself.
intent to move in shadow. Nevertheless, I have been asked to do that and more yet again.
Why? Urianger, please.
Is it so plain that these strangers could intuit it at a glance? My capacity for silence and secrecy? And duplicity?
Oh.
When Grahatir did contrive to deliver the first at the price of his own life, I was complicit in the scheme. A sacrifice averted for a mercy. Would that I could say the same for Minfilia. One life for one world. And by that bloody bargain brokered by my hand were the scions robbed of a dear comrade, and Flamine her beloved daughter.
You're dwelling on it too much, Urianger. You did what you had to. Men's.
Two souls, whose selflessness was beyond measure, whose resolve was unshakable. They would not be moved even had I thought to protest.
I don't blame you for her death, Urianger. I blame myself. Well, I used to. We all know Legi's the real bastard here.
But protest I did not. Far from it. I pushed them forward. No effort did I make to seek out alternatives. Ones that would not demand such terrible costs.
Well, let me help you seek out an alternative. Come on. We got some of the best and brightest with us in
That
the
resignation weigheth heavy on my mind. As does the memory of another lost to mine inaction. Dearest Moonbrider, who did face death unflinching, that we might secure a means to bring low the Ascians.
I see. Uri, Moon's death wasn't your fault. There's nothing you could have done. Even if you'd been there.
In her hour of need, I did naught. Dutiful disciple of Louisoix, ever looking to the greater good.
So good. Like, this is really good character stuff.
Had I shut
moving
mine
me.
eyes and bid her live instead, mayhap she would be with us today.
She knew you wanted her to live, but she wanted you to live even harder. Moon's death wasn't your fault, Urianger. It was the Ascians.
Selfish wants, born of everlasting regrets. Most days I put them from my mind, but could think of naught else when asked to swallow the same bitter draught. Subterfuge and sacrifice. Mayhap the right moral choice, but one I regard with great trepidation.
Why don't you just tell us what you're planning so we can help you? So that we don't have to resort to subterfuge. You know how unsubtle I am!
The calamity of Amarot was a tragedy beyond reckoning. One which must never again come to pass. Thus must we struggle, haunted by ghosts of those we have lost, clinging to those we pray we can yet save.
For those we have lost, For those we can save. She was very fond of saying it.
But what of those we cannot? How do we make peace with the dreadful algebra of necessity?
Ooh, that's a great line.
Gotta have faith in yourself and your decisions.
Sage counsel indeed. I see. Wisdom as befits a great worm. Curious that he should think thee in need of such encouragement. Strange. Scarcely can I remember when last we spoke alone, and so candidly.
Yeah, it's been a while since we... When is the... Wait a minute! I used to play chess with Papa Limo, spar with Lise, go out for drinks with Thancred, but I don't think you and I have ever hung out like this. Like, ever.
I thank thee. For all my supposed skill with words, I find it difficult to express such private thoughts.
I can tell.
As for the Loporrits proposition, I will take time and consider how to respond.
What did they propose, Uri?
'Twould be to our mutual benefit if we could converse more openly with our aspiring caretakers. A concern I should be glad to address on the Scion's behalf.
Ah.
To dispense with all pretense and bare one's heart to another is a frightening thing indeed. But we cannot move forward ere we take that bold first step. A lesson I have learned many times before. And today.
Bunnies!
What are they saying? Curse these ears! I've heard bugger all! No matter. We've got our plans.
Huh? What?
In truth, my reason for traveling hither was to effect a plan of mine own, a plan which may pave a way forward for us all. May, I say, for there is no guarantee of success. 'Tis the reason I set out alone, that failure, should it come, would be mine to bear alone.
What?
Yet thou standest before me, with proffered hand and open heart. 'Twould be remiss of me to refuse thy amity, and so I ask, wouldst thou join me in mine endeavor?
Of course I would, Uri.
Thank thee for accompanying me. 'Tis a simple plan, in truth. We shall not be long away from Bestways Burrows. Difficult decision must needs be made in the coming days, but I nevertheless believe we are of one mind in our desire to save the people of Aetheris. To make clear our resolve to the Loporrits, I would offer them a gift, but its making doth require a most singular ingredient. Ah, an abundance of spongoi. Excellent. I chanced to spy this aggregation when crossing Zodiac's erstwhile prison. Using a spell taught to me by the new Moo, I believe these shall suffice for the gift I would fashion. The magic requireth considerable concentration, however. Might I prevail upon thee to stand watch whilst I perform the incantation?
You were planning to do this alone originally? ...
Verily, forsooth. Urianger is fixated on his work.
Okay.
Oh, cutscene time.
Okay, no more threats at the moment.
There, 'tis done. A magic ink every owns as efficacious as that crafted by the new Moo. Rare is the occasion I would conjure mine own, but it is nevertheless a most important skill. The resulting product is admittedly possessed of no preternatural properties, but its hue is one of mine own choosing, which I pray the Loporrits will appreciate. Boom! Urianger! Oh, thank goodness! I thought you'd been eaten or perhaps fallen into a crater. Who's that? Oh, you. Y'shtola's been looking all over for you, Boone. She says she needs to speak with you about something most urgent. Dire, even.
Oh, she needs a back rub. Got it.
She was quite clear that she wished to speak with Boone alone.
Oh, she definitely needs a back rub.
Which means I'm afraid you must stay behind, Urianger. But worry not, it just so happens we need your help with an errand, delivering a package from Watcher's Palace to Bestways Burrows. It's quite large and heavy, perhaps even too heavy for we poor Loporrits, and we would be ever so grateful if you could lend us a hand.
I could help you guys out before I meet with her.
No, that won't be necessary. Urianger's help should more than suffice. And I'm sure you don't want to risk getting on Y'shtola's bad side by keeping her waiting. She seems prickly.
But that's what I like about her.
Now off with you. Worry not, Boone, I shan't be long.
So, what, 30 minutes? An hour? I just want to know how much time we have.
Oh, Boone, we thought you'd be away for far longer. A dire emergency? I said no such thing. But as you are here, I could use your assistance with one small matter. Running Away, a companion of Growing Way, apparently has much to tell of the final days. The problem is, however, he's determined to live up to his name, refusing to stay long enough for us to hold a conversation. Is there anywhere he's likely to stop and rest, or perhaps there's a way to slow him down? What's the rush? I was thinking we could wait here, maybe enjoy a cold mug of carrot juice. Well, if it's really that important. Running Way's other notable feature is his incessant chatter. You'll have no trouble finding him in a crowd. Try lobbing your balls at him? Phrasing game! Phrasing! God, okay. Ugh. Well, I need a moment. A bourbon moment. But I'm afraid we're gonna have to go look. We're gonna have to throw our balls in this bunny rabbit's face in the next one. That's our show. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this enough, please smash that subscribe button. Give me an up, Duke, and maybe even leave a snarky comment. Have a good day.
Fly me to the moon and let me play with all the swords. Then I'm gonna eat chicken nuggies by the score. La 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 la. Don't know the words.